As a global community, we are moving with increasing rapidity to the abyss of climate change. As we do this, we are unable to consider the options necessary to ensure that some hope remains for today's young people. We are even less able to take the action needed for them. The realization that to avoid the worst effects of climate change requires mutual sacrifices that will be deep and painful remains unacknowledged by all our political leaders and many within the environmental community. These essential sacrifices can only be achieved when we all decide to cooperate rather than compete. Just recently, the UK Climate Change Committee announced the plans needed to reach the climate change target of an 80% cut in CO2 emissions by 2050. But they qualified it with the statement that the UK should not try to unilaterally reduce emissions which could hit its competitiveness. Even for a group such as the UK Climate Change Committee, maintaining competitiveness is more important than cooperating on climate change. The ultimate statement of competitive engagement that any nation can make is a decision to develop and deploy nuclear weapon systems. In the UK, this has been done with a decision to proceed with the Trident system replacement. This huge investment requires a massive military-industrial complex to be kept in place. This must be fed with new projects, with energy, with materials, and funded with tax receipts from an economy that must continue to grow counter to the limits imposed by increasing environmental destruction. Our competitors are forced to respond in kind. We have asked our government to quantify the carbon budget for building, defending, operating, and decommissioning the Trident submarine system. They have refused. They have not even considered it or questioned how maintaining a military-industrial complex is compatible with the objective of moving to a zero-carbon economy by 2050. Nor have they considered how the taxes will be raised in a zero-carbon economy. This is despite the government's low-carbon transition plan stating all major decisions will be subject to a carbon audit. Not one government document on climate change has ever mentioned how the military can operate in a zero-carbon economy. This is a ludicrous and frightening omission in the face of escalating international tensions and worsening climate change impacts. As a result of being locked into competitive engagement, the UK government, along with every other government in the world, were unable to offer a single viable proposal to meet the 28th February deadline agreed in the Durban Platform for submissions to increase the level of ambition in cooperating on climate change. In this respect, they are collectively failing in their most fundamental objective, which is to protect their people. Since our government will not provide the carbon budget for Trident, we will. We will work to determine the carbon budget for building, operating, maintaining, defending, decommissioning and funding the Trident system in this country. But we will not stop there. We will extend our work to cover the carbon budget and environmental footprint of the world's entire nuclear weapons systems. We need help. We need financial help. We need analytical help. In particular, we need help from people working in the military and in the military-industrial complex in all nuclear-armed countries. If you work in any area that can provide information on the materials, supply chain, defense of nuclear forces, or costs in your country, then we would hugely appreciate hearing from you. Any contact will be in the strictest confidence. We must work together globally to stop the competitive engagement that the nuclear arms race is trapping us all in. If we fail, we face extinction. We hope that this work will be an important step on the way to building a world where the dominant form of engagement is cooperation to fight the mutual threat of climate change rather than competition to maximize energy consumption. Thank you.